How long have we been doing this?
Years, Julian. Years. Anyway, hello, yes, hello,
hello,
welcome, fellow imps. Yes, this is a slightly irregular Friday fantasy show. It's our 200th Friday fantasy show.
200
Yay!
shows.
Let's cheers. Bottoms up.
Drink tea to that.
Yeah, this is just tea.
200 shows.
For those of you who don't know that maybe this is the first show you've watched from the Bottled Imp.
In which case, this will be a bit weird.
Exactly. My name is Ken Boyter and this fine fettle of a man is Julian, and together we are the Bottled Imp. So we just thought we'd do a little chit-chat, yeah?
Cosy chit-chat by the burning, roaring fire.
Yeah.
By the roaring grog.
We found a secret door at Imp Towers and none of us had been there before. We didn't know what it was about. So we managed to prise open this wooden door. And this is what we found. We're in the basement.
Little snug.
Yeah. It's
called a little snug.
Little snug. Oh, I like that word. There's a pub, isn't there, called the Snug?
Probably hundreds.
Yeah, it's a chain. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Snug and Lettuce.
Yeah. So, there we go. So we are a YouTube channel and we are celebrating, as we say, our 200th Friday fantasy show.
200 of these.
And I've got a few stats. Should we do the stats first?
Should we point out that we've actually produced a lot more than 200?
Well, that was...
that's all part of the stats.
That's part
Don't
of
be
the
fooled.
stats.
We've not just hit the 200th show.
We've not just put this together.
But this is our 200th Friday fantasy show.
Exactly.
Or the Fantasy Friday show, as you often call it.
Well, yeah, I kind of mix it up. It's my dyslexia. So basically... we decided way back, and when did we start? Okay, so the channel was actually started on the 29th of October 2014.
Whoa.
That's when we started thinking about the idea and putting the channel together. But our first published, as they call it on the YouTube, video was on the 8th of January 2015.
Wow.
Yeah.
That first video we filmed.
Very first one.
Should we have a tiny little look at it?
Oh,
here's
yes,
a little snippet of it.
Hello there, welcome to the Bottled Imp. My name is Ken Boyter and this is a brand new show, and the show is all about fantasy. Basically, I like fantasy. I've got a passion for fantasy.
Wow.
I know.
You've got old.
I look older there. I look younger,
Do you look
now.
younger now.
I look younger now. Yeah. It is weird looking back at old stuff because I do that every now and again and go, ooh, hello.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was called What is the Fantasy Genre, which I actually kind of wanted to explore. Obviously, the whole thing is we're exploring the realms of fantasy, the fantasy genre, and we've never got around to actually looking, because I wanted to look at the different subsections of genre, of fantasy genre. But we've never actually produced any more of those.
Haven't we?
No, because I kind of wanted to do one that sort of said, like grimdark fantasy or epic fantasy, and specifically then do a 20-minute show exploring.
Why did we never follow that?
Because we got caught.
We would have done much better. That sounds like.
Well, maybe that's the next.
We're not doing those. We never talked about that with our specials or anything.
No, we kind of did, but then we got other ideas.
So many ideas.
So many ideas.
So
the other facts I just want to go through is.
You comfortable there? You don't look very comfortable.
Well, it's a big chair.
It is a big chair.
It's a big chair.
I bet you're more comfortable than me because my shoulders already hurt.
Yes.
This wasn't thought through.
I know. Well, I wonder who lived in Imp Towers before we moved in.
Him?
It could have been
this dead thing here.
Dead? He's just sleeping. They sleep with their eyes open, imps. Yeah, don't be fooled by that. Don't poke him too much. He will bite your fingers off. So basically, to date, we have put out 415 episodes. That's collectively, because we do other things like Imp Extras where we might watch a film, a fantasy film, and then chat about it. We've not seen it before and we chat about it. Normally they're not very good, but that's the comedy value of it. We do Christmas specials, do Halloween specials. We do
unboxings, unpackaging things, all those. So there's all of those made up to 400. Yeah,
415
separate bits of content.
We've covered UK games.
Yeah.
We've covered other various little events as well. So 415 videos to date. So that is pretty much one a week, isn't it?
A lot of content.
At least one a week.
Well, it's at least one a week because we produce one a week.
Yeah,
bar
my maths is
a slight break.
Yeah,
Friday fantasy shows we produced one a week since we started. We never had a break, even over Christmas. But then we had that.
We had a little break.
We had a gap
year.
to just because we overdid it a bit.
Yeah, but also
three shows a week. But,
well, this was what interesting. The male female gender breakdown according to our YouTube stats is have a guess.
I'm going to suggest it's fairly stacked towards the men.
I think you're right. 95.8% male.
Wow.
That's 4.2%. That's over the lifetime. But do you know what? For a long, long time, that stat was much better. It was 90% male and 10%
Right, so
female.
we've lost a lot of women over the last...
I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old.
Well, I'm not on the show enough.
You're not on the show enough. No, so I don't know. It's so difficult to find out why people stop watching. But I'm curious to know why that has gone down, because obviously there are lots of females that are into fantasy, of course there are, but why have they kind of stopped watching? I don't know, it is interesting. Anyway, so age group, what do you think our biggest age group range is? There's normally 10 years, so you've got 13 to 17, 18 to 24, 25 to 34, 35 to 44.
Oh, 35 to 44 I'm going to guess.
Oh, close, that's the second biggest, with 23%.
Right.
Our biggest
So
audience
younger.
share is 25 to 34 with 58
That's a
points.
big demographic though, isn't it? 25 to was it 25?
25 to 34, yeah, it depends how many
34,
people are in
isn't it?
that
Yeah.
category, I guess, as well. That's a
Okay.
good point. Top countries, who do you think top countries that have
say-
watched us over the whole lifetime of our
You're
channel?
asking me, and I look at the stats from time to time, but I
Yeah.
haven't for a long time. But
I know,
I'm going to
that's what I
say
thought.
it would be America is the biggest
It is
one.
America, yeah, 32.9%.
Then UK probably.
UK, yeah, 14.9%.
Are there any other countries?
Well, surprisingly enough, there are a few more out there.
What is there some in Europe? Because isn't today a monumentous day also?
Oh, yeah.
This Friday we've chosen.
Yeah,
let's
well,
not even go there.
Let's not even talk about breakfast.
Breakfast.
Yeah, well,
Breakfast fast.
think other English-speaking first
So-
language countries.
Okay.
Non-EU.
Okay. English speaking. Australia.
Australia are actually fourth at 3.4%.
Right. What other English speaking countries?
I know, it's
So
one.
like Ireland. We
I
can go-
think that's
go
in
on.
the UK,
That's all
or
classed as-
if it is Ireland, Southern Ireland, then it's way down the list.
I don't
Think
know.
syrup,
Think syrup.
not the wig. Think,
Syrup.
yeah, think Mounties.
Oh, we're talking about Canada.
The Canadian.
Canada.
Yeah.
The Canadians.
The Canadians, yeah, 4.3. They
Oh,
love
right.
us. Then we got
Wasn't there some
Australia.
stats like Sweden or something?
Sweden's
like
in there at
1 point was quite
3%, yeah. Germany 2.4, Poland 1.5, and Israel 0.6. But it's
Israel.
really interesting tracking down all the countries. You think, wow, yeah, 0.1. There's countries that I've not even heard of.
Yeah.
So that's quite cool. That's quite nice that stuff is out there. And most watched videos, what do you reckon they are? You
Well, I
this
know
anyway.
what they are.
Yeah.
So.
It's
They're the ones with
Townsman.
me in
Yeah.
that playlist.
Yeah,
The ones that Julian
it's
featuring.
Julian's play. No, it's
Talisman. I would imagine.
Talisman, the board game. Yeah, it is that by far, and we've done the base game.
We've
and
done a lot of Talisman content.
Yeah, we've done every expansion reviews. We've also done character guides. We've almost finished every character in the base game as well. I've only got one more of those to do, and then we'll be getting on to the expansions. But it's one of those things, I didn't realise how popular Talisman was. It's a game that's 35, 40 years old now, so it's sort of got a big following anyway, and we didn't realise that. But I think that the premise of this channel, for me, was always to explore the realms of fantasy. So that's looking at the big boys, like Dungeons & Dragons, I don't know, Talisman in that respect, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, although I've not really done Harry Potter. But also, I like to sort of find obscure things that a lot of people might not have heard of. You know, if I watch other YouTube channels and they recommend stuff that isn't necessarily popular, it's like, oh, okay, but that seems interesting, I want to...
Yeah, absolutely. Where's that balance, isn't it? Finding that balance.
Yeah, so, and you kind of then think about viewing figures and stuff like that, and you kind of know that no one's going to be looking for a particularly obscure thing, because they're not going to search for it because they don't know it. So you kind of think, yeah, it's tempting just to always, review.
Well,
and
again,
look
you've got to do a mixture.
at the big
isn't
things.
it? But yeah, otherwise, what's the point in just doing all the mainstream stuff? It's got
and if you're going to review something, you do then go, wow, okay. There's two parts of reviewing, I guess. There's let's review the latest stuff that's only just come out, so you don't know how big it's going to be anyway, but you review it. But we're not geared up for that. We can't, we're not full time at this. We both got other work that we need to do and responsibilities. So it's like, that's why it was more of a look back at stuff. It's just, let's explore this.
Yeah.
So consequently, you then go, well, look, what am I going to say about Harry Potter that hasn't already been said? And then I thought, well, yeah, but reviews are what? They're just kind of opinions, aren't they?
Yeah, you can't. Everything has been done before, so you just have to do it your way, or the
As
highway.
someone once famously sang. So, Julian, have you enjoyed the trip so far?
It's been a roller coaster ride of fun and craziness, being the massive fantasy fan I am.
I know
It's been an interesting experiment, hasn't it? And it started off as a bit of an experiment, if we're honest, when we wanted to set up a YouTube channel, and we ummed and ahed for quite a long time about what the channel should be about, and that's obviously the important thing. And I think we landed on the whole fantasy thing because you're very into it, and I'm not. I don't like to say I'm not into it because that suggests I don't like fantasy. No. I'm quite happy to watch sci-fi. I like sci-fi. I'm quite happy to watch a Lord of the Rings or any magical.
But it's not your story. Main.
But I'm not. Thing. I don't go out to board game fests and go search it out. And I don't play the board games. I don't do any of this stuff. So it's not a passion of mine. I have other passions. And
we can't
fantasies.
Talk about those. That's a dark web right there.
So it's been interesting. Journey. I guess my interest has been the sort of developing a YouTube channel and growing a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So do you feel that we have covered the realms? Have we explored the realms? Are there any way yet left to go?
We've barely scratched the surface, to be honest. Well, if you think about it, just fantasy. I mean, I haven't got the stats, but just fantasy books alone. There are so many. There must be thousands published each year. There are thousands of board games published each year. There are thousands of films that come out. So nobody can ever...
But do you feel that is those three things that we've sort of fallen into a bit of a groove of doing, but reviewing stuff? Because we never set out to do a review channel, did we?
No, that's
I think
true.
A big part of our channel is reviewing books, board games, films.
Yeah.
But actually, I think we've also tried to produce, but it's much more time consuming. The content that is like the specials, as we call them.
The fancy folklore ones, we've done two.
They, to me, are more exploring the realms of fantasy. Those other things are still recommending stuff or having a look at stuff or saying it's good or bad.
It depends on your definition, doesn't it? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The reason why we did reviews was obviously... We don't get funded. We've basically got no budget for this show. So it's like, what can you do, that's cheap to make, but obviously good quality because Julian's a professional photographer and filmmaker, so he's got all the equipment. So we could do a good standard in that respect. But then what, time.
Going out on location, doing something a bit more...
All takes time.
That we've sort of, I think I'm probably most proud of the content that is those ones that are like little
I'm proud of those.
You going out and you've done lots of research into what is
the fairy folk. Check it out. We've created a little playlist. It's the fantasy.
We've done two.
Yeah, we've only done two because they do take a lot of time. They take about 4 to 5 days, maybe 6 days to completely make. So that's me researching it. It takes me about 3 days to do research on it. It takes us at least 2 days to film them, I think, didn't it?
And that's only because you don't learn them.
Yeah, that's only...
Because there's a lot to learn.
It's a lot to learn.
It takes a lot.
Well, it's a lot to learn.
If you could learn it off by heart, we'd knock them out much quicker.
But I want to be precise because they are facts. So to learn facts, whereas if I do my review, I've got a notion of what I'm going to say, but then obviously I don't have to learn it word for word, so it can be a little bit more casual-ish. But those I want to get them really nailed down. Now, obviously, if we had a budget, you'd have would you have how else would you do it? Would you have like what do they call it?
I guess an auto cue or something, or just more time. I don't think it's money. It's time, isn't it? But then,
it's time to learn it.
It'd be nice, to learn it
and then you edit it, which takes at least a day.
Edit the music, all that stuff. There's a lot of a lot of work goes into it. So it's just sitting in front of the camera and you just reviewing a DVD. It's stuff. And the one thing we did learn about YouTube, and we may have known this beforehand because we did some research, is that it's a hungry beast and you've got to keep feeding it, and that's what they always say. So the idea is that you've got to put something out every week. At the minimum. And we did go through a phase of putting 3 shows out a week, didn't we? We really ramped it up.
Definitely 2, because it was a Friday show, plus it was also, we did the weekly news show.
Yeah, and then we did the odd extra and we chucked
the odd extra, so occasionally it was 3. And I think it did make a difference because the Friday fantasy show, that was a completely different style of show. And again, though, it took me a day to research it, so I'd be looking for fantasy stories.
The news show?
Sorry, the news show, yeah. it took me a day to research it, so I'd research it on the Monday, and then I think we would film it on the Tuesday. I think we got into a routine of filming on the Tuesday, plus we would then film at least one Friday show, so we could keep on top of it.
Yeah.
But of course, and that was really good, because you felt you're doing a little bit of a service, because it's if you're into fantasy and geeky stuff, and then there's one place that you will know every item on that news agenda is going to be relevant to you.
Yeah.
And I loved that, because we were covering lots of different things, events, books that were coming out, films that were coming out, exhibitions that were coming out. Unfortunately, you know, we'd be covering if people died, you know, that kind of thing. And it wasn't.
And if anyone was coming out.
Anyone was coming out, yeah.
You know.
Well, as in they like fantasy.
Yeah, coming out the closet.
I
the
actually
fantasy
do
closet.
like Lord of the Rings. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it was a very informative show, and I think it did well in that respect. And I think because it was that type of show. But,
I think it was. I think it was a good balance. The Friday show.
Yeah.
And the news show. That was a good. If you're into that kind of stuff and you found our channel, I think that was a good balance of stuff.
Yeah.
And then throwing in the experiment that was two seasons of the
Bottled Imp show.
The Bottled Imp show was another experiment to try a different format, something slightly different. So they still all had their place, didn't they?
Yeah.
And I guess the ideal situation, if we were funded to do this, was to have those 3 shows going out each week, which would be
it would pretty much be full time.
Totally full time job doing that.
Yeah,
I think. But,
and I think it's interesting, if you've never made a YouTube show or done a channel or anything like that, I guess you don't necessarily know how much work is going to be involved, and it depends on what quality you want and what type of shows you're doing. But I do think all the 3 shows we did with the Bottled Imp show, they were all very different from each other, and our little imp chats where we would watch a film and discuss it.
Extras.
Yeah, so we tried to vary it up, and then we've still got loads of ideas.
And that's, I think, for me, was what the Friday show was never going to just be a rotation of reviewing DVDs or books, and then the odd board game, because the board games are a bit more of a time-consuming thing.
Yeah. And we got interviews again, interviewing people in the industry.
It was always going to be something, I think, that was a
movie.
variety of different stuff, you know, and the specials go out on a Friday, they don't go out, you know, so that's all part of the Friday show thing. And I think the news show was different, and that was obviously a separate concept, and the Bottled Imp show was different. But the Friday show, and I think that's the goal, isn't it, to keep mixing it up
and
when we can, but you also have to fit in around life.
Time, exactly. And unfortunately, what's happened in the last year is both of our time has been shrunk for various different reasons. So at the moment, we're trying to, you know, we're obviously doing the Friday show, the reviews, but we're finding less time now to do the other more ambitious stuff. So hang in with us. We will try to do more of those.
We're definitely planning to do another special. I think the priority is to do another special, because two isn't a set.
Dragons.
I think dragons. We've been talking about dragons for a while, haven't we?
Can I? Oh no, maybe I should save it. I've done some research on it. Yeah, I'm halfway through writing it. And I found a local dragon myth that we should go and film there.
Oh, right.
Apparently there was a dragon there, and the local lord went to kill it, and
so there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's not new. Other people have kind of filmed it about it. But when but it was like, what? It's right on our doorstep. Right. So we should definitely go check it out. It's a really good story as well.
So another when we find the time. Ken's finished writing it, and we get the time to film it.
Exactly.
Yeah, another special. I think we need, you know, that set needs to be a body of work. It would be nice.
Now I know we don't really. With Patron, I don't know. I know this. We've always felt a little bit uncomfortable asking people for money. I have.
Yeah.
But I'm getting a little bit more confident with that, because I see a lot of Patron campaigns. I see a lot of YouTube people that ask for donations. You know, Kickstarter campaigns, stuff like that. So I don't feel as bad now asking people for money.
No, I think.
Do you know what I mean? So
I think we've been doing this long enough, and we've been
consistent.
We've got a body. You know, if you go to our channel, you know, when we started doing this 200 years ago, is it 200 years ago that we started this?
Yeah,
200 episodes.
We're still looking like spring chickens.
when we started this, we were going, okay, we're doing this. There's quite a lot of work to do this, and we're probably just going to put these out to nobody. You know, who's really going to watch this? You just don't know.
Don't know.
But and it's always that awkward thing is you put videos out, and people go to the channel, and there's like 3 videos on there, and they go, okay, well, you know. Yeah. But now you go to our channel, there is a whole wealth. You can keep you busy if you're into that kind of content for a long time.
If you never want to leave your house.
And that's the beauty of finding a new channel. That's something you're into. You go, I like this guy's show. Oh crap, there's loads of stuff here. So
well, I just want to kind of give a big shout out to One Fantastic Week, which I've started doing my art, which I'm going to shamelessly plug maybe in a minute. I've started to sort of doing oil paintings and my inks drawings again. And an artist did recommend this channel, an artist friend of mine. It's called One Fantastic Week. 2 professional artists who make a living selling their fantasy art. It's all about fantasy art. And they not only talk about, you know, painting and the creative side of it, but they talk about the business side of it. And when I started watching it, I was like, wow. And that thought went through my head. I'm now taking delight in, they've got so many episodes because they've been going for a good number of years. And I'm just watching them one after the other. I'm kind of binge watching them because they're there. And I think you're right. If there'd only been 1 or 2, I might have watched them and then just forgot about them, and then maybe not have
You've got
kept
a body of work
up with
there.
them. Yeah, so it's nice when you discover that. I totally agree with that. Yeah.
And I think going back to the Patron thing, that was the thing that for me, the asking from, you know, I think we need to have something like that up because it brings in a little bit just to cover the overheads because it does, you know, it does cost us money to do this channel. And
in biscuits, if you want to donate biscuits, chocolate, cups of tea.
But I think the feeling was always, you know, you need to be one of these channels with hundreds of thousands of subscribers to make that even worthwhile, and you probably do. But actually, what harm does it do? Probably having a Patreon set up for those who feel inclined to just donate a.
Well, I know we've not talked too much about it recently, but what I was thinking, and it is basically the One Fantastic Week model, because they've got a Patreon, and they just say, look, we've got a membership. You're not going to necessarily get anything extra for it, but it's just like, I think they do $5.
Right.
Oh, no, sorry, it's $1 per episode. Now, I don't know how the back end works, like, how does it know you've watched that episode? I don't know. Or if it just automatically charges you without you watching it. But anyway, I'll have to look into that. But I thought, $1 an episode isn't too much for someone, is it? And at the very least, for us, it would be £52.
I'm not quite sure.
I'm curious.
What $1 an episode means.
Well, they say
you're selling our episode. We should be having this conversation. Not.
No. Okay.
A Patreon where people can.
Yeah, but what they're saying is just a donation.
Some money.
Yeah, and they don't necessarily get a free pen. They don't get something a month.
To start off with, it's just a place that you guys, if you like the show,
that's
could just
what I
help
was kind
us.
of thinking.
One-off or a regular thing. It just helps us out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think that's the soft start.
That's all I was thinking. Yeah. So maybe
because we don't even monetize the channel. We haven't even. You don't get adverts at the front of our videos because we haven't even got to that because this isn't about.
No, it's not about making money.
We want you to come here and enjoy this show for free and whatever.
Yeah.
But at some point there comes a time, and I think that's when we have a lot more subscribers and viewers.
Yeah, then we may be.
But then you kind of have to because we're probably giving more time.
Well, it's our time as well, and we've got lots of other projects as well that we personally want to do. Like I know you've got photography projects you want to do. I've got projects I want to do, and so you kind of, you know, and we aren't getting any younger. So as time ticks on, you think, God, I want to do my art and I want to do this.
Yeah, how old will we be at this rate if we get to the
What? So we've been going 2000. That's 4 years we've been going, haven't we?
Yeah.
So another 4 years. I'm going to be about 28.
Yeah. So and they're basically you're not proper YouTube demographic. You can't sit and eat fuzzy sweets on the bottom of your bed.
No, exactly. So, I know, although I do that anyway without being filmed. Yeah, again, that's the thing.
How long has this been going on for?
I don't know. We're rattling on.
Cover the things you need to cover. Quickly.
Well, I just
otherwise
wanted
it's too long. We lose the audience retention.
Yeah, I just thought about. Okay, so we've talked about the past. Talk about the future. The future, as we were saying, is we do want to keep doing these specials and bigger, more ambitious. You're getting.
I get really uncomfortable. I'm going to try sitting on the stool like this.
Oh yeah, look, you're still in frame. Still in frame.
Still in frame.
I just want to. You're literally as tall as me sitting down. That is funny. Although I'm 6'2", he's a freak of nature.
Yeah.
No, I just kind of wanted to quickly say about we still want to do the Friday Fantasy Show. That is our a mainstay, isn't it? I do like the Bottled Imp show, but maybe do that once every couple of months.
I think
maybe
we need to figure that. I think the plan was to. We may not necessarily at this stage, and nothing's ruled off for the future when we have a bit more time. But we're probably not going to do a season 3 as such. But we may do the odd special every now and then.
And I did like our little comedy sort of quest adventure type things, a little mini
serious drama.
Okay, as serious drama. It was
serious drama.
It was comedy.
What was funny about it? The amount of money we spent on those special effects.
Yeah, him in medieval stuff, and then I'm wearing my trainers. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
George
we made the rules.
Says Star Wars is a comedy.
Exactly. Yeah,
so it had little bits of humour in it, but on the whole, it was gripping drama.
Gripping drama. With comedy elements. Yeah,
it was cliffhangers every 30 seconds.
It was a dramedy.
A dramedy.
Yes. Yeah, so little mini films. That'd be nice if we could eventually do another one of those. I think they're cool. And we do more interviews with people in the industries, and also because I'm getting into my fantasy art, maybe start doing fantasy art exploration. Look at that because it's something I've wanted to do.
Exploring part of the fantasy. That's all just. I mean, that's just.
And the music, like I wouldn't mind getting Greg. How do you pronounce his surname? Sorry, Greg. I always
just call him Greg. You need to go to the surname.
Okay, Greg. I know, but I like to kind of plug him. Greg, who does our music. Look in the show notes. You'll see his surname, and then follow the link to his website. He does all the music. He's great. I wouldn't mind like maybe talking about fancy music. Now I don't know how to talk about music. Do you see what I mean? You kind of need a musician to go. Oh yeah, listen to that. Whereas I'm sort of at a loss for words. I just go, yeah, I love it. I like that loud bit, and
you could have a desert island discs with him. You could just.
There you go. I had thought of that actually. A fantasy island.
He could be sat at a piano.
Call it Fantasy Island.
Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
Well, there's the little midget guy. Yeah. You. And then.
Every time. Every time.
What's he called? Passepartout. I know that's from Around the World in 80 Days.
No, he's Knick-Knack.
So he was also.
Although Knick-Knack was actually.
Oh, Knick-Knack was
the man with the golden gun. Oh yeah. But he was in Fantasy Island. Yeah.
We've gone off on a tangent. We really don't have time.
So what I was saying is, so I thought, I've started to do my little art. I have put, if you can, I don't know, I have put these. Done my fancy. I don't know if you can see this, but started to do my little ink drawings. Although I have dropped them into the thumb if you want to see it, and also my fancy paintings. So again, projects like that eventually, and again inspired by another YouTube channel, One Fantastic Week. They're really cool guys. They give you lots of hints and tips, and just the fact that it's nice that there's other people trying to do what you're trying to do. Because I'd love to start selling paintings. I know I'm really early on, so who knows whether the quality's there or not. But you just got to try these things. Even if I never sell a painting, Van Gogh, what did he sell? 3 paintings in his lifetime?
Did he?
If I can sell more than that, then I'm more successful than Van Gogh. Exactly. But do you see what I mean? You just got to try these things, and this is where, as I'm getting older, you do just have to follow your dreams. It sounds corny. The other thing that I talked to Rich about actually. Was Rich has got these. Rich Nairn, who does the Bottled Imp illustrations, and also he illustrated my book, the Grimace Ironblood book. When we did the book, I asked him to do like character studies, so they're all just characters standing there. And I thought, look, we've got all this lovely artwork, got loads of it. He did over 50 illustrations for the book. Where's the book? Have I got my book? Oh yeah, look, here it is. Another plug. Legends of Grimace Ironblood. He did over 50 illustrations for it. But they're not doing anything else. So I said to him, why don't we sell them as prints? You could buy a print, yeah? Why don't we do merchandise? So this was way back actually. Look. Little Grimace merchandise, little mugs with little characters. I coloured these in actually. So I'm going to have a meeting with Rich to try and do Grimace Ironblood merchandise. What else? Oh yeah, and writing. I want to write my next book.
Oh yeah.
This all takes time.
Yeah.
I want to write this because it's all in poetry, but I want to write the first book as a prose book. So it's actually a novel because I realise that this is quite specialised. Poetry. Not everybody's into poetry, even if it's like a big epic Beowulf, saga. So there's that, plus fighting fantasy style books. I want to do a Kickstarter with that, maybe.
Haven't you started that already?
I have started that, but that was because of the Bottled Imp show, because it was going to be you that were going to sort of play
but you did a thing the other night, didn't you?
So that's right, Thank you, Facebook, on the Bottled Imp page. not the fellowship, we've got a group, but the Bottled Imp page. Every 2 weeks, I do a game book. It started into like a game book. So we've been doing the Fighting Fantasy ones, you know, like The Gates of Death, the most recent one with Charlie Higson, but the Ian Livingstone and Steve Jackson books. And basically just playing it. So you get to type in and you choose, you know, how the story unfolds. And they've been pretty good fun. People seem to like them. So I thought, oh yeah, maybe we could guinea pig. You know, they've said, yeah, we'll test out your one. So we did that the other night, and it was good. And it was interesting to sort of see the flaws in it as well as the successes. So I know there's bits and pieces, but obviously with a game book, I need to test all aspects. So I said, right, you pick the east pathway. Next week, could we try the west pathway? You know, so they're not really playing it. I'm kind of influencing them a little bit with that. They said, yeah, we'd be happy to do that. So if you want to join in and help shape the book, that'd be quite cool. I've called it, now I don't know, copyright reasons should be fine, The Witch of Waterbottom Hill, which is a nod to the Warlock of Firetop Mountain.
Right.
Yeah. See what I
did? Called it something else.
There. Yeah, but it's
a bit similar.
Opposite.
Oh, right.
The Warlock, the Witch.
Okay.
Of Firetop, Waterbottom.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
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 Mount Hill. That's why I'm a creative genius. Yeah. So
check that out.
There's loads that we got going. There's loads we want to share with you, and also, of course, maybe we should have done this right at the beginning. Thank you so much if you have stayed with us, even if you watched one episode. Thank you so much for joining us and watching us and help us shape the channel, because we get, as I say, the Bottled Imp Fellowship. We get feedback from people. People suggest ideas. We put polls out now and again just to get your feedback. So thank you. If you have subscribed, thank you very much. I think now, what is it, you click and you have to click a bell to notify.
There's a notification
thing. So if you do that, you'll get notified. Yeah, whenever. You'll hopefully definitely be notified when the episodes land. We got a Twitter account, so follow us on there. So thank you so much for watching, because like anything, when you do something creative, it's fine doing it for yourself, but it's nice if other people join in. Anything else to add, Julian?
I don't think
You've pretty
so.
much fallen asleep.
I've just, sitting by this fire. It's very warm. It's a warm day.
It's a fire that's not lit, but they didn't notice.
No,
they didn't notice.
No, I'm sort of blocking it.
Block the fire.
No, I think that was it. We just wanted to do a little chat, didn't we? For our 200th show.
Yeah. Oh, I've written a Grokklesnook story as well, by the way, that I want to talk to Rich about illustrating. It's a kids picture book one as well. Oh. Yeah, because some people have expressed an interest in Grokklesnook. Not like that, but I thought it'd be quite cute.
Yeah.
Because kids like
big plug, isn't it? For
it's
all
just
your,
a big plug.
all your stuff into a vlog.
Why not?
Is that what this has turned into?
Help me. Go
subscribe to the channel. Tell all your friends. Watch all the film.
Buy all the merchandise.
We don't have any merchandise, but you can
Grimace merchandise.
Just watch the shows. Watch all our shows. Tell your friends to watch.
Exactly.
And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see you next week. So thank you so much. Remember to keep it unreal, especially if you love fantasy. Oh.